We have someone on the phone with us this morning, Michael Wilson, the father of a 7-year-old who goes to a school within the LAUSD district. Michael, are you there?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Hi, good morning, Michael. I'm getting an email that was saying you actually were notified this morning. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, actually, our son is actually is in an elementary school, and it's a private school. I actually was notified by our school, and we have an emergency system in place in which the parents and faculty are called in this type of situation, and we were informed not to go to school because private schools are also closed as well as LAUSD schools.
Well, Michael, we know that that's the case in some situations, not in all. So I just want to be careful not to tell all private school students that their school is closed, because that may or may not be the case for them. It
Right.
was the case for you. So you received a notification, and was it specific enough to give you pause, or and how are you explaining it to your child, who I understand is 7?
Well, number one, it was significant enough because I was actually working out, and so I saw the threat on the news, on some of the news stations. And so, to me, in the day and age that we live in right now, I grew up in Washington, D.C., and so this is absolutely absurd. When I grew up in D.C., we had snow days. That's the only thing that would close down schools. So now we can call these bomb days. And we've explained to our son, and just as we've been advised by our school, is to say that this is just like another emergency day where we have earthquake drills or a fire drill. And this is another one of those type of drills, and today's a stay-at-home day drill.
That's a sad state of affairs, Michael, what you just said there, a bomb day, that kids in this day and age have to endure something like that. How does your son react to this? I know at 7 years old, that's a tender age to be able to talk about something like this, especially with everything going on in the news these days.
Yes, well, our son is pretty much processing it still. It probably won't hit him for later. Who I feel bad for are the older kids, the teenagers, who will always remember this day for the rest of their lives. I remember growing up in Washington, D.C. when we had a big snowstorm, and the snow closed the school, and we were excited, and we got to play all day. And I remember those specific days of playing snow football. And the kids who are teenagers in this situation are going to remember this for the rest of their lives, as a bomb day and not a snow day.
And Michael, I appreciate the way you explained it to your child, who's a younger child, and I think it's a really terrific way to put it. Today is it's a stay-at-home day drill, because you're not lying to your child. You're giving him what is age appropriate, and I just think that's a terrific way. I think for some parents who are probably grappling with the same issues that you are this morning, how to explain this kind of a threat to schools to your child without alarming them, but making them realize that there are things that they have to potentially prepare for at school.
Right, and I do want to add another thing is some people may be critical of the LAUSD, but I think this is definitely the right call for them. I'm an attorney, and in any school, especially in this situation, has a duty of care, especially in terms of any negligence involved. And you want to take these precautions, especially in the day and age that we live in right now, as opposed to what the consequences could be. And for LAUSD, they were looking at the consequences and any potential liabilities down the road.
All right. Well, Michael Wilson, a concerned parent, and indicating to us that even some of the private schools are closing today as a result of what's happening at the LAUSD.
Yeah.